In this week's episode of Weathering Parenthood, I sit down with Chelsea Rizzo. Chelsea is a mom and business owner who has always loved giving back to others.
It went from an emergency kind of situation with my son to a social impact, let me give back and find a way to fundraise, to let me teach other moms how to build businesses like this.
We talked about how she's balancing being a business owner and a mom to three. Of course, one of her daughters was with us during the interview. It was a lot of fun. And we got into some of the details about how Chelsea feels like she needs to do a lot less rather than do more to be successful.
We have to do less to be able to do everything, meaning block your days in a way that you can actually prevent overstimulation depending on the season of life that you're in. If you have young kids, wake up a little bit earlier than them and fill your cup first. Do things for you first before you even start on your business or your babies.
Chelsea, thanks for being here today with us.
Thanks for having me.
You've got a special guest with us too. Who is this?
I do. This is Cora. She's our 1.5-year-old.
Hi.
Studio baby now.
Right? She's our first baby on the podcast.
I'm so honored.
Yeah.
I'm honored.
I tell anyone, like, if you have to bring your kid, like, bring them.
Well, yeah, there was no option. I got no help.
That's fine. We have toys in here. Like, these are toys from home because I'm like, my kids won't know these are missing.
I love what you guys have done with this. The studio is so stinking cute.
Thank you. Now I'm like, there's a reason I brought the toys here. Yeah. Not just for decoration. It's to allow some of the kids to play.
Look.
Yeah. You can play with it. You can play with whatever you want.
Oh, by the way, we want Buc-ee's to sponsor this podcast.
Please. There's
Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's
so
is here.
Buc-ee's is watching.
I hope so.
I made my point.
Right? That's perfect. We'll start by, I asked the same question, 2 questions to start with everyone. Where are you from and how many kids do you have?
I have 3 kids under 3.
Wow.
And then I have a bonus son who's 20, who I'm so honored to have.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's amazing. And I am from Southern California. I'm from San Clemente, California.
Okay. When did you move to Florida?
4 years ago? 5 years ago?
Okay, so you're like a newer Floridian. You're a COVID Florida lady.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We moved like at the tail end of 2020.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Welcome to Florida.
Thank you.
What do you think so far?
I love it.
Okay.
I love I had to get over the what are they? Geckos? No, the
iguanas.
The iguanas.
Yeah, they're disgusting.
Yeah, that's terrible. Mm-hmm. It stopped me from wanting to walk outside.
Mm-hmm. But they're more afraid of you. So like if you walk, they'll usually run away.
Yeah, for a while I was just kept tripping because I was just scared. I'm used to squirrels and I thought they weren't going to go anywhere when I was walking. So that was terrible. But other than that, I've loved it.
That's great. Have you had your first like frozen iguana falling out of tree?
God, no.
Okay, not yet. Maybe eventually. When it gets cold enough, they because they're they're cold-blooded, they're warm-blooded, whatever. They're cold-blooded, thank you to my producer Branson. And when it gets cold enough, then their systems like shut down.
Yeah.
And if they're like asleep in a tree, they'll like essentially they freeze and then they fall and it rains iguanas.
Didn't that I saw it on the news. It just happened because it was like 23 degrees.
It's gross.
But it didn't happen in front of me. I don't go out much though. I don't go outside.
I don't
often.
when I go home, I'm there.
Yeah.
Once I leave my job, I'm there. I want to talk about your life. That's why you're here today.
Yeah,
and
cool.
Kind of the transition that you made from working a regular people job in corporate, and now you work for yourself. Talk about that for us.
So when I had first started my career, I actually went to school for international studies. I wanted to work for Amnesty Internationals. I wanted to work for the United Nations. I had like all these big dreams and goals. And then I needed to get a job right after college. And I started in real estate investment and fell in love with it. So like my degree went to the wayside, but I fell in love with real estate investment. And I just ended up working my way up the ladder. It was right after the crash. It was like in 2012 when all of these big institutional investors were buying up a bunch of single family residential homes. And so I was able to work my way into boardrooms and learn how to raise capital, how to manage. Like we were deploying close to $1 billion a month in investment capital for KKR, Beazer, Blackstone, all of like the big companies. Mm-hmm. There was a piece in my heart that I was like, I like what we're doing. I like the operations piece. I love like learning all of the institutional investing. I loved all of that. It was so exciting. But I was the only chick in the room. I was the only person in the boardroom. I had zero finance background. So I was always the secretary, even if I was like the VP of investor relations, or eventually when I started my own firm, there was kind of this chip on my shoulder that I had. Look, yes, it's a storm. And there was no social impact piece to what I was doing. So there was an element that I felt like was always missing. And in the back of my mind, I thought that was just, I wanted to be a wife and a mom, and that's what was going to fill that void. So I got married, we had our babies, I wasn't working, and I kind of just went off the radar. I moved to Florida, I stopped working. My husband and I bought a couple of real estate investment properties. That was it. I thought it was good. And then my son, he was 6 weeks old, and he almost passed away.
So sorry.
Thank you. It was a medical emergency. It was very scary. He had started to bleed out from his circumcision, and he was helicoptered away from me. Like, it was a very, very tragic experience. It was bad. So when I was in that hospital room and he was recovering, I actually was sorry. Yes, you can have it. Oh, you want your milk? Okay, here. I was actually sharing a room with a young couple. They were like 19.
Wow.
And they were minimum wage. And they were going back and forth deciding who was going to stay with their little baby and who was going to have to go to work to pay the medical bills. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh, like, I have to do something impactful. This is my chance. Let me figure out how I can turn this horrendous experience, where the only thing I'm having to worry about is my kids. I mean, I basically built a career to the point that I was financially free. My husband does really well. I didn't have to do much of anything other than sit with my baby in this hospital room on the worst day of my life. But thank God he's better. He's okay. And so I started this little social impact e-commerce store called Kaya and Cash. It was just a little Shopify store of like matching clothes with kids. And I'm like, let's see what happens. Let's see where it goes. And it took off. And it turned into like, okay, from this little e-commerce store, I'm going to give 30 to 40% back to St. Jude's Children's Hospitals and other local children's hospitals. And let's just keep doing that. I then got into influencer marketing, because in order to do anything nowadays, you need to have influencers.
Yeah.
And I worked with other mommy influencers, and none of them knew how to monetize their brand. None of them knew how to do anything. And some of them were supporting their entire families on this creator economy. Like, that's what they were using to support their families. So one of these influencers asked me, like, hey, you're doing well with this e-commerce brand. You're helping me. I helped a lot of like 3 or 4 different mommy influencers start their own clothing line. And they said, can you help me and teach other moms how to do this too? And so it turned into actually like this big abundant management thing, where we turned this business into a 6-figure business from my phone that I was just running on digital products, whatever. And I've taught over 100 moms how to do that. And they've all gone off and started their own businesses. And that's kind of like what it turned into. It went from an emergency kind of situation with my son to a social impact, let me give back and find a way to fundraise, to let me teach other moms how to build businesses like this, because I can do it from my phone in the middle of nap time and, different wake windows, to, oh, wow, let's start a whole academy. Let's really bring this to the masses and help moms do it. And it's been really fun.
That's really cool.
Thanks.
You're giving back to the moms now.
Yeah.
Because I think it's common. It was for me. I had my first son and I was like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Do I go back to work? Do I not? Like, I was like, I never want to work ever again. But also my job's like really fun. I have a really unique job.
You do.
My job's like a hobby. Like, I just like look at clouds all day. Like, it's kind of cool.
It's really cool.
So like a lot of moms, I feel like, sort of go through this like awakening type of thing. They really like reflect inward, like, what do I want to do? And you've helped moms to be like, you can like just work from home and now you can be around your babies all day.
Yeah. And I think a lot, at least what happened with me for sure, was I definitely lost myself in motherhood because it was the first time that I started to feel fulfilled. So I lost everything about me or who I knew me was. I lost my sense of style. I lost the books that I want to read. I lost hobbies. I threw myself into my kids. And then I almost lost my kid. So then my trauma response was, let me work my way through it. And so I started a whole new business, and then I lost myself in that. And then I became so engulfed in both worlds that I didn't understand how to balance any of it. And I came to a place, I think it was like about a month before you messaged me, that was like, okay, I don't want to give up anything, but I need to restructure everything. Because when you're running a business from your phone, way different than it was 10 or 15 years ago in private equity, when I had to go to an office and I had to sit in front of a computer, and I was still working 60, 70, 80-hour weeks, of course, because it's just what it is. But it was contained. When you're running a business from your phone, especially as a mom, it's never contained. You're never shutting it off, especially if it's social media. Like, you are on it. You're checking, how's your last post performing? How are your DMs? How your email here? Everybody can contact you. And then you come to this, if you have young babies that are home with you, you're constantly looking at your phone. You feel like you've disconnected from your kids. So now the one thing that mattered to you most, you feel like you're constantly failing at something. And that became really difficult for me. Like, that was, I think, the hardest part when it came to like working as a mom, that I've even still struggled with. Like, that mom guilt piece is just insane. So that's,
We're all kind of, I feel like, figuring out that balance, no matter what it is that you're balancing, whether it's working or finding time to work out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fitting pieces together is just sort of like this never ending puzzle that moms have to kind of deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why I started here's my plug. I started my coaching program. No, no, but I had to restructure my entire life around that. Yeah. Because I had to wake up earlier than my kids. I had to make sure that I could find space to fill my cup, to not be super overstimulated. Yeah, to be that almost fun mom that we were talking about before the interview, where it's like, I sometimes am so overstimulated that I don't even know where I'm finding joy in either my career or my kids. So finding that balance has been insane.
Yeah. Thunderstorms that are hanging out mostly off the
As a meteorologist, I can't always control the weather. And as parents, we can't always control our kids, but we can make sure our outfits aren't a total disaster. That's why I'm excited to partner with Mario Pucci, South Florida's destination for timeless, stylish clothing that fits every chapter of life. They can get you out of the leggings and out of the house. Whether you're headed into the office, out to dinner, or to the carpool pickup line, Mario Pucci has you covered. Plus, when you look great, parenting somehow feels easier. Visit Mario Pucci in Regency Park, Boca Raton today.
I want to talk about that. I have that as kind of as like a question, but I always write my questions down for everyone wondering why I'm always holding this notebook.
I have ADHD, so I'm going to...
Same. That's why I have to write it down. So I was watching some of your reels, and a lot of them were like, I think like if I had it was like they were numbered sort of now going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
About like, you don't need to upgrade and do more.
No.
You need to start doing less. And that's sort of like a realization that you came from when constantly doing all of these things.
I think that's one thing that private equity really, really, and especially being a woman with a chip on your shoulder in corporate America, feeling like you have to elbow your way in. I mean, I was sitting across from some major tycoons, like some like CFO of like Colony Capital, like big people that I was in the room with, learning from them, which was incredible. I mean, they were negotiating multi-million dollar, billion-dollar deals. And I was seeing it happen from secretary to VP of Investor Relations to all of that. And so I learned this work ethic, not to mention my mom was a single mom. I grew up very, very poor. But my mom never let me like see that piece because she worked so hard, but she never had the support or the tools, or she didn't have AI. She didn't have any of the things that we have now. So I think seeing that kind of work ethic showed me you got to throw yourself into it as hard as you possibly can and work as hard as you can and just take the hit until you get the win. Just keep taking the hit again and again and again. And that's such a hustle culture that I think we just really get conditioned to live that way. And that's almost what, like I was talking about before, feminism, like really kind of broke us in the nuclear family, because as much as I want women to be able to do both, and I think that we can, we have to restructure the way that we look at doing both. Mm-hmm. We have to do less to be able to do everything, meaning block your days in a way that you can actually prevent overstimulation depending on the season of life that you're in. If you have young kids, wake up a little bit earlier than them and fill your cup first. Do things for you first before you even start on your business or your babies. And I'm a huge advocate for having your own business, especially as a mom, so you can build it from the ground up around your life, not your life around your business. And by that, I create very strong boundaries with a lot of the people that I work with. Meaning if I hire somebody, I set expectations from the jump on what it is that they need to do for me and by when. And if they don't hold those boundaries, I hire very slowly and I fire very quickly. Because the most important thing to me, it's less about profit and it's more about my time. Mm-hmm. Because my time with my kids is so critically important. And I'm not going to spend time with what I learned over these last few months has been, I'm not going to spend time with my kids when I'm trying to multitask with my business, because then I'm just going to be a crappy mom. I'm just going to be terrible. Like I'm just overstimulated and I can't think. I'm going to be short and irritated. So building the right way with intentional focus on having to do less is the only way you can do it as a mom.
That's a great point. And the interview I had last week, we were also kind of talking about like balance and like the millennial girl and like the girl boss and the boss babe. Like it's like, let's do it. And now we're like, we don't want to do anything anymore. Like we're just we are overstimulated. Overstimulated in all aspects of, I mean, talk about even the expectations of motherhood, of like how we have to be that 1950s woman, but be able to have that 2025 career is just insanity. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. I hate it. Yeah. I hate it. And that's why you're doing what you're doing, because you want to find what's best for you and your family.
Yeah.
And you want to enjoy motherhood in the way that you want to enjoy it.
Yeah. I want to enjoy it in a way that I know my mom cherished raising me, but the hardest part was we didn't have the financial freedom that she wished we had. She still has to work now, and she's she's almost 70. She still has to work. And I hope that I can build generational wealth to the point that I can retire her and I can, buy her a house. And eventually I want to get into housing projects for moms that are affordable, that offer remote job training, so moms don't have to kind of go through this learning it from the ground up type thing. But that I lost the plot. I lost my point. I had a good one from my mom.
Building generational wealth.
Yeah, she literally had nothing, and it was so sad that we didn't have the financial wherewithal that I know that we could have, but she cherished raising me and still found such joy in that I think if I can find that level of joy in raising my kids while still being able to have the financial freedom and build generational wealth, I think that would honor my mom in such a way that I know that that's what she would want for me. I guess was
that's very sweet.
Thanks.
Yeah, like she looked how she worked hard to raise you.
Yeah,
and now you're in this like wonderful space and opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I get really worried about my daughters and them seeing me like work too hard too. Like I want them to develop this work ethic, but I think what happens is a lot of times, especially as a millennial, like you're saying, is that becomes our identity.
Yeah.
And it's really honestly almost scary that when what you produce becomes your value, then your value is always tied to you being productive, and you're never going to find rest, and you're never going to be able to fill your own cup completely, I don't think. So that scares me.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. I think it's like a struggle a lot of us are trying to sort of like figure out. Like there's influencers that I've followed or content creators. There's one specifically that I really like, and she was like, I want to like be like an uninfluencer now because like I became so like, she girl bossed like too close to the sun, and now it's like so like it was just became her whole identity. It ruined her mental health. And one of the things that she shared was like, we need to learn how to like have a hobby and then like not try to make like a job out of it. Like just have a hobby. Like be into, I don't know, collecting rocks. You don't need to make a rock store. No, you can just like rocks. Yeah. And like it's okay. Yeah. Like we need to find like the joy in like simple like hobbies again. Mm-hmm. And like
absolutely.
It doesn't have to be a business. No. It can if you wanted to, like knock yourself out, but like
come on.
Like let's just we can relax, and we're allowed to be like, no, I don't want to girl boss today.
Yeah. I think that last statement is so important, to be able to just say no and that be a complete statement. Mm-hmm. And we don't have to justify it, and we can just say, no, I don't want to do that. No.
No is a complete sentence.
Yeah, right? Absolutely.
So you got away from the corporate world. You started doing this, and it's called Abundant Academy. Mm-hmm. So talk about what it was like kind of starting that. You have people working for you, with you. What's been
it's been a roller coaster. Been like? It's been a wild ride. It's been about 3 years, and I actually started it with another influencer, Carla Bradley from the Bradley Bunch. She's so fun. She's a mom of 10 now.
Wow. Good for her.
10 kids.
That sounds so fun.
She is the sweetest, most peaceful, kindest. I just love her. But yeah, she is in Arkansas. Her husband's a neurosurgeon. She raises her babies, and she records her life about it. And her and I set out on this journey of like, okay, let's teach other moms how to monetize their platform, build a social following, monetize your platform, and really like be able to almost have an automated business that you get to check in. Fast forward 3 years, that's not reality. That doesn't happen like that. It takes a lot of time and effort, and just financial. I mean, I've probably put in $250,000 into my business. Like, you have to have money to like make money. It just is what it is. And I'm setting out to not make it that way, but we thought it was gonna be a lot easier than it was. And so she wanted to go back and just raise her babies. That's what she said. I just want to be a mom. I just want to be a mom and a content creator. I just want to be a mom. And I get that. And I was at a fork in the road, because it was either let's really take this Abundant Academy, which took so much time and energy and effort to build. We did virtual events. I chased down Brad Lee. I At one point, I was going on walks with my kids every morning, and I was doing stories every day, pitching Brad Lee to let me on his platform for free. So it was a $90,000 platform, and I was like, I'm not paying that. I want you to build out the Abundant Academy for me for free, but I want you to use all of your, I want you to give me all the bells and whistles, and we're going to create this place for moms to be able to come and learn whatever it is that they need to learn to build an online business and to make six figures from their kitchen table. And you're going to help me do it, Bradley. And you're going to introduce me to Cody Sanchez and all of these people, and we're going to go after it. And I think it was like week 4 or 5 of me doing that. He finally messaged me. He was like, all right, really enough. You've released the hounds. What do you want me to do? And he built out this whole entire platform for me and coached me through it, and came to my events and my webinars, and we were able to, I think we have almost 1,000 moms. It was 897 or something moms now on the platform that take all of our courses and coaching, and it's really cool. And what had happened was a lot of the moms were like, okay, I love coming to coaching. I love the community, because the village burned down a long time ago. So you need a place for people to come. You have to have a village. And a lot of them just said, look, can you just build it for me? So I'm like, sure. So I started Abundant Management, which was this kind of offshoot of done for you social media services. So I will build your social media for you. I'll build your digital products. I'll build your landing pages. I'll build out all of your AI automations, everything. I'll do it for you. And that took off. That turned into like almost 7 figures a year, like just went off. And that's when I burned out. That's when I was like, okay, I had 2 miscarriages. Back to back, my husband and I are trying for a 4th, and I just was so stressed. My husband was like, I don't even know who you are. I don't like recognize you. You're working from sun up to sundown. Again, he didn't know me in my private equity days. He's like, what are you trying to prove? Like, what? You've missed the plot completely now, because you're trying to create all this automated income for other people, and you're working. I don't see you, and you're losing. Like, what are we doing? And he was right. And so I just teared everything down. I was like, okay, let me restructure. Like, I can't keep up. I can't keep pace. And that was when I realized you can't hustle your way as a mompreneur. You can't just like millennial it.
Right.
You can't. You have to say no. And I hired a business coach. I hired a personal trainer. I hired a life coach. I have a lot of trauma that I have to work through. So I started working on that. I started doing a lot of inner work and self-development and working out. Supplementation helped me. I was in adrenal fatigue. I didn't even know what that was. I was able to help my brain fog and clarity. It changed a bunch of that. And my business coach looked at me. He said, you need to cut your revenue in half. Because gross revenue is quite a bit different than net revenue. So you can be making $100K on paper, but netting 10.
Right.
So why are you putting out the level of effort that it takes to make 100K on paper when you're netting 10 and you already know you can make 10? So just do what it takes to make 10 and cut your workload in half. Rebuild, and then actually go after trying to maximize that profit line. So I just got rid of I fired a bunch of clients. I changed a lot of what my business looked like, and I'm happier now, and I make more money.
That's great. Yeah, I'm sure that was hard to do. You're like, oh no, I'm going to lose these profit revenues, but
it was really scary, but it was freeing at the same time. I was like, thank God, take it. Like, please. Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
I mean, this is the stage of life you're in. Like, your kids are you have 3 under 3.
Yeah.
Kids are very young.
Yeah.
And like, that's your focus right now.
Yeah.
And maybe when they're older, like, if you want a girl boss for a few weeks, like, you can.
Yeah.
But like, this is what, you know what I mean? Like, this is your current place.
Yes.
And this is what you're doing.
Yeah. And I had to get comfortable with that. And I had to almost look at it like, I can still girl boss it, millennial the shit out of my life, but it's going to my KPIs are going to be a lot different. It's going to be, how present can I be with my kids? How happy am I when I'm there? How can I make dinner with my husband and be happy about it? How can I wake up with a smile on my face and keep that smile there until I go to bed and know that there's a peace over profit? And that to me is what matters the most. And I mean, the profit matters for sure.
Right.
But it's there. And I just had to trust the process.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love that you're doing that. It's hard to turn down an opportunity, say no to something. It's hard to do less sometimes.
It is.
I've spoken to friends about it, and I'm like, you got like, it's like everyone's out. I don't have a call right now. Like, I have a few friends that work from home, and they're like, I don't know what to do. And I go rot on the couch.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're allowed to scroll on your phone or read a book. Like, it's okay to do that. And they're like, I just feel like I need to be productive.
Yes.
And I'm like, but you don't have to be. Like, you know, like, you're allowed to just, I love to tell people to like go home and rot. Like, it's my favorite. Like, go home and just lay.
Yes. And just lay down and rewire your brain to where you're thinking about that as productive.
That's how you
rotting
can recharge yourself.
Is productive.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Do you like Bucky? Isn't it?
Yeah.
He's so
Again,
cute.
We are trying to get Bucky's to, no,
right?
I'm just kidding.
This is our little mascot for today. I mean, yeah, it's hard to, like, you feel like you constantly have to be doing something, but like, you're allowed to not do anything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I'll take a random day off from work, and everyone's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, nothing.
Nice. I love that.
I'm just not going to work. I feel like lucky that we get like a good amount of vacation time here. It's wonderful.
That's amazing.
So sometimes I'm like, I just don't want to go to work. I'm
Yeah.
just going to take off.
And I love that that you own that. And you're not going to try to, some people will try to lie their way through that and be like, oh, because they need a doctor's appointment. And you're like, no, I want a mental health day. I just need to just hang out with my kids and relax. Mm-hmm. And that is good.
Right.
That's okay.
Sometimes I organize my closet.
Yes.
Like that's to me also work. Mm-hmm. But like sometimes you can just be home and like just have a day to just do nothing.
Yeah. I mean, Jordan Peterson says when you like want to start over, make a big change, just start with your room. Just clean your room.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you can do is clean your room.
I really need to clean my room.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the like connections that you've made with other moms and like the feedback that you've gotten from them. Because I'm sure, like I said, like there's a lot of women who I think have kids and then we're kind of like, what do I do now? Because now you have to fit this like new thing in your life. I love my job, so I want to work, but also I want to be home with my kid all day. Like, I'm sure you've like changed the lives of many women. What are some of the feedback you've gotten from them?
Well, thank you. That's very nice. You're welcome. Yeah, I mean, I think every woman that I've come in contact with has worked her way. So every woman that I work with is a high achieving mom. I mean, that just is. Anybody that wants to work with me or be in my program wants to do it because they see value in it. Mm-hmm. So a lot of that is deprogramming and rewiring what we see as productive, right? And what we see as important. I think the biggest connections that I've seen and changes that I've been able to make have been a lot of social impact influencers or a lot of moms that started putting out content and they gained some notoriety. They started to get really crucified in their comments. A lot of them talk about their faith or their motherhood. Being a mommy influencer in today's world is very tough because motherhood is never right to anybody. Mm-hmm. So they're coming up against that, I think has been tough, right? Because they're just used to being kind of ridiculed in a certain way. And they don't get paid for it. So when I'm able to help them structure certain revenue streams that they feel is valuable and that they're giving resources to other moms. So like, I'll give you an example. The Sellers Dozen, Amanda Sellers, she's incredible. So she goes on mission trips. She has 12 kids. Whoa. She has 12 children.
It's amazing.
And they go on mission trips to Guatemala all the time. She's a lactation consultant. She's done a lot of things, but her and her husband quit his job and they rely on her income as a content creator. But she refused to work with random brands or kind of just random people. She wanted to make sure there was always a social impact piece to what she was doing. She never talked about it. So she never had anybody buy into her story because you did it. Because she never told her story. Mm. And so one thing that I helped her do was write a book and create a course. And she started selling it, but it was her story and it was so helpful because the way that she delivers her material that she just had in her heart and brain from previous careers, she didn't realize other women would benefit from. You did it. Yes.
Thunderstorms that are hanging out mostly off the
coast. As a meteorologist, I can't always control the weather. And as parents, we can't always control our kids, but we can make sure our outfits aren't a total disaster. That's why I'm excited to partner with Mario Pucci, South Florida's destination for timeless, stylish clothing that fits every chapter of life. They can get you out of the leggings and out of the house. Whether you're headed into the office, out to dinner, or to the carpool pickup line, Mario Pucci has you covered. Plus, when you look great, parenting somehow feels easier. Visit Mario Pucci in Regency Park, Boca Raton today.
I don't know, being able to help her bring that to market. You did it. You're opening up. Yes. You did it. That was really cool. And she looked at me, she said, look, I would have never trusted myself enough to believe that there would be value in this and that anybody would buy it. And I think that was like one of the coolest compliments because she said that I was the one that helped her kind of catapult that. Another mom, she teaches financial literacy at schools. So she helps kids learn in low income areas. They learn about financial literacy. How do you save? How do you invest? How do you do certain things? Even with $20, I mean, how do you do that? And she, I helped her build out her digital product, her course, all of her landing pages, everything. And she's actually 3/4 blind. Her name is Ashley Richards. And she is saving to bring her family to Italy. She has a family of 6. She wants to bring her family to Italy. That's why she started working to begin with, because before she goes completely blind.
Wow.
And she has actually been able to launch her business, completely transform her life, start actually like making money. She's installed in multiple schools. And she just accredits it to Abundant Academy. Last one I'll tell you about, their Ambassadors of Compassion. Coolest couple I've ever met. It's a husband and wife couple, and they've helped over 100,000 students in Southern California with the power of forgiveness. And they teach at-risk youth how to forgive unresolved hurt and pain. And they were doing this in person, completely analog. They were not digital at all. They didn't have a presence or a footprint or anything. But what they teach is so powerful that it's science-backed forgiveness. And in today's world, with everything that's been released, everything that's coming out, just so much trauma. Kids are using, ChatGPT as their therapists. It's just insane. That they came to me, they're like, hey, we like what you're doing with Abundant Academy. Can you build us our own? And we want to bring this to the masses. We want to be able to teach people how to forgive, how to live emotionally resilient lives, how to heal holistically, and how to actually just live just from a state of forgiveness and gratitude, which I think is very difficult to do in today's world. And so we've been able to build them an app, build them a digital product. They've actually been able to monetize in an affordable way for their consumer, but they teach parents how to forgive and work with their low impact, like their at-risk youth kids that are set. Some of them have been set to go to juvenile hall because they've made bad choices. And judges have assigned the Ambassadors of Compassion program. We're able to take that and help these parents with it. So it's been those experiences that have been really, really cool, because it's that social impact piece that have made crazy differences in people's lives that, I don't know, it's just exciting.
And that's what you've always had in the back of your mind, is you've always wanted to do something that brings the purpose. Don't worry, she's fine. Yeah. So that's cool for you to see.
It is.
Someone's coming to you with it's not just a business idea. It's it's giving back to, whatever community they're looking to give back to.
Yeah, it's insane. Why are they trusting me? But it's been cool.
That's awesome. You're doing it.
We're
all trying to figure, imposter syndrome's real, and we're all what's happening?
It's so real. It's so real. It doesn't matter what your resume says. When you're doing something new, or you're doing something in a different season of your life where you feel totally underqualified, thank God I have my faith, because it's the only thing that is getting me through certain kind of blips. Because when you're just you could either choose to quit, or you can choose to go for it. And I don't know, it's been cool, the things that have happened since I've gone for it.
Yeah, that's awesome. We have to wrap up soon, so I'm going to ask you a couple more questions. I know you have this a coaching cohort that you're starting soon. Did I say that word?
Yeah.
Really, is that how you say it? What is that? And also what's next for you? What is it that you want to continue doing, or doing less of, as we have been sort of reflecting on?
Yeah. So I want to work with only 5 clients that are social impact clients, that I help them with their social media services and bring them to market. Hi. Sorry, can you hear?
She's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. No, she's don't do that.
So I'm really taking my done for you services down to working with people that I want to work with on an intimate level. And my coaching is new. It's totally a different approach to what I've done before. So before I would coach hundreds of moms on a Zoom call twice a week, and we would kind of go through, I would do one kind of ad hoc, ask me a bunch of questions, hot seat, and the other one was kind of like this planned coaching thing. Now it's really focused on 15 women at a time, 12 weeks. Really, the first 6 weeks, we take you through and restructure your entire life first. So we don't even talk about your new business and building out your social media or anything like that until week 6. The week 1 through 6 is you get, a set of sample supplements that totally changed my life. So I give you that. I give you a month of personal training, those like that worked for me. And then we go through and really work with some shadow work of what is your identity. We restructure your day. We help you with time blocking. We fill revenue leaks and do what I did in my business where it's like cut out what's just waste. So it looks pretty on paper, vanity metrics. We go through and we get very serious about that. And then that last 6 weeks, we take everything we learned in your new identity and we apply that to, you walk away with all of your new content structure. I help you film it. I help you produce it. And then I install AI, build out your CRM, and really like take your business to the next level. And you walk away with a custom plan. But that's what I'm most excited about because it's what worked for me. And I'm really excited to share it in a very intimate space that's very planned out. So that's where I want to focus, just to have my energy really focus on what fills my cup with the right people. That's what I'm really excited about.
I think that's really cool because you're teaching people essentially like how to do less.
Yes.
Like again, like after we become mothers, it seems like the overstimulation grows. We now feel like we have to constantly do more.
Yes.
Or we're still in the girl boss babe era. And it's like, I feel like if you go to someone, you're like, help me with my business. They're like, okay.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily taking the time to like sort of have like a deep inward reflection on you as a person. Because like you can't do something unless you yourself are like a functioning human.
Exactly. Especially as a mom.
Yeah. Because that requires like an overwhelming amount of energy and focus and all things. I like to end each episode by us sharing a high and a low from our week in parenting. It can be business related if you want it to be. I call it a sun and a storm. Weather. You know what I mean?
It.
So I'm going to start so that you can kind of like think.
Yeah.
And then you'll get to share yours.
I think it's brilliant.
Thank you. So I'll start with my storm. So I have 2 boys and my little one got his first goose egg on his forehead this weekend. And I remember like the first time it happened to my oldest when he was like 18-ish months old, and it was the most terrifying thing in the entire world. And I like didn't know that like if they hit their head hard, like a large golf ball sized bump like pops up on. It's like terrifying. Like you have a son. Has he scaled the walls and made you know what I mean?
I've been to the hospital more times than I can count.
So like my little one got his first little goose egg this weekend. He's fine.
Yeah,
but he bumped his head, and I was like, "Oh no!" Like now it happened to him around the same age as our first, so we were a little overwhelmed with that. It's okay.
It's very scary.
I know
when that happens.
Yes, it's like way worse to look at than like it actually is.
Yes.
He's okay. He's doing great. And then my son is that my youngest is now sort of like old enough and like alert enough as a 16-ish month old to like really play with us now.
Nice.
And so like his older brother, who's 4.5, who likes to like run around and be crazy, really is now like playing with his little brother. And we were all running around like pretending to be Spider-Man this weekend. And like, it was just like the sweetest thing. And he like understands like what we're doing now.
I love
So it was really cool to like actually play with him rather than just like let him sit there while, you know, we're trying to play with my oldest.
Oh, I love that so much.
That's really cute.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
I love that. I see. We only have one boy, and well, our the youngest in the toddler section of our children, but he is wild. I can't imagine having 2.
It's really fun.
Okay.
I was meant to be a boy mom.
I was not.
I
No,
was
I'm
a
just kidding.
tomboy growing up. Like I was fully prepared to like be driving the van of boys to soccer practice. Like I was like,
God bless you.
yeah, I was like
love
bred
that.
to be a boy mom 100%.
That's
so it's like very in
amazing.
my,
He like jumps from couch to couch, and I'm like,
yeah.
my husband's like, let him do it. I'm like, no.
He's got to explore. Yep.
Okay, so I would say that my storm, love the weather referencing, by the way. It's amazing branding.
Thank you.
I would say my storm would be my daughter pushed her teacher at drop off last week, and then they gave me a book on discipline. Oof. Yeah.
Oh.
So like the mom shame there was pretty intense.
God.
It just kills me because my daughter, yes,
Good job.
my daughter is the eldest daughter. Like she is that girl. She is me. She is like everything she does is meticulous. She's it has to be perfect, and she's perfect. What are you gonna say? No. So the fact that she's acting out at drop off is pretty intense and like jarring for me because I'm like, I've got to be doing this mom thing completely wrong, and I can't be dropping her off at school. It's too early. Like the meltdowns that I have, my poor husband has to listen to. And so she just really, really she's feeding into knowing that I have major anxiety around dropping her off. And so she's playing it up. This time she stomped her feet and pushed her teacher. And I was like, oh no, because she just doesn't want to be dropped off.
Yeah.
You're saying that like you've experienced
I mean,
it?
I understand like to me, it makes sense. Like there's been times where my older one, I mean, he's her age. So like he still doesn't do much, but like my older one, yeah, like I don't want to go to school, and he'll throw something like, yes. Yeah. It's relatable.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right. And then they gave me a discipline book of like, easy to love, hard to discipline. I'm like,
oh God.
Thank God I had capacity to take that.
Yeah.
Because had that been me 6 months ago, I would have completely, I don't know what I would have done. I would have gone off the deep end. Yeah. So that was, but it was okay. Everyth's fine. We're fine. We're going through it.
Yeah.
We're gonna come up with our own little handshake. I think my son would be that I love going to the farmer's market with my kids after church.
Nice.
It is so much fun. And we've found our little like spots at the farmer's market in Hobe Sound. Like they have the cutest farmer's market. They have like fresh vegetables and meat. It's like the best. They have all of these like jumpy things. They totally gear it for kids, live music. Like it's fun. But we've gone enough that my kids can go and they buy the stuff from the stand people. Like we've been there so many times that they know what to order, and my oldest daughter can like pay for it. And it's like really cool. I mean, she's not counting change or anything yet. She's only 3, but the fact that she's making eye contact with them and like, it's neat. It's just a fun family experience that I love having. It's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's like, it's
cool.
nice to have like a weekend little ritual like that.
Yeah, totally. It's cool.
It's a good way to end the weekend and like set you up for the week.
Yeah,
coming up.
absolutely.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having
This
me.
was so great. We're going to link all of your stuff in the show notes. So if people want to find you or read
thank
about you
you.
or whatever.
Thank you.
Oh, so nice of her.
Thank you.
You'll be able to, people can connect with you. And so for anybody that's listening and not watching, Chelsea has her daughter here with us. We weren't just like talking to like a ghost or like being crazy. She brought her adorable 1.5-year-old with us today. And it's also the sound of like cute little baby noises that you're hearing in the background. So thank you again for joining us. This was so great.
Thank you so much for having me.
This was so great. Thank you all for listening and watching, and we will see you next week.